What is going on, my friends? Welcome to the Ecommerce Society podcast. I am excited about today's episode because we are diving into one of my favorite topics to talk about, your website, and why you probably need a website refresh or a website redesign. I am a little bit obsessed with websites. I'm a little bit obsessed with really good websites. And I'm also obsessed with hating crappy websites, okay? If you want your store to stand out, if you want your brand to stand out, if you want to get sales, if you want to stop wasting your time, then you need a good website. It is a non-negotiable, okay? 2024 people, let's get a good website for you. So let's just dive right into it. 7 things or 7 indicators that you need a website redesign. So again, if you listen to the podcast, you know I am Team Shopify, but this episode's perfect for you if your website is on Squarespace or if it is on GoDaddy. It doesn't really matter as long as you have your own website. Even if you have WordPress. WordPress. Oh, I hate WordPress. Okay, so 7 indicators. And I just want to kind of preface the episode by saying, again, a really solid website does multiple things for you, but one, it's going to get you more sales. It's going to build trust with people when they show up and land on your website, especially if they don't know you, they haven't bought something from you. You need to evoke a sense of trust, and if you don't have trust, people aren't going to buy from you. So a good website is going to help do all those things, but most importantly, it's going to get you sales. And we're going to talk about confidence in a sec. That's one of the things we're going to talk about because you probably didn't even think of that, but that is actually an indicator that your website needs a redesign. So number 1, 7 indicators that you need a website redesign. Number 1, and most importantly, if your conversion rate is under like 1%. So again, the standard conversion rate is between 1 to 3%. So if your conversion rate is sitting at 1%, you're kind of at like the bottom of normal. And so I would say if it's at 1% or lower, you 100% need to be looking into getting a refresh, a makeover, a website redesign. It doesn't mean that you need to spend $1 million and get every page redone, but you probably need some sort of like a little bit of a refresh. And that's the benchmark. So your industry might have a higher conversion rate average. Your industry might be at 2% or something. But I would say look at your conversion rate. If you have Shopify, you can go and look at your analytics from 2023. What's your overall conversion rate? If it's under 1%, then you need some help here. Even if it's higher than 1%, it doesn't mean that you don't need a website refresh. So we're going to talk about a couple other things that will indicate that you should look into one. But the biggest red flag here is conversion rate. If your conversions aren't coming through, you're driving traffic, but people aren't actually buying, you need to look at your website. Because what's the point? You're spending all day, creating TikToks and sending emails out and working on your SEO and creating blog content. And then people are going to your website, but they're not actually converting into sales. What is the point? You're wasting your time, and we want you to get sales. That's the biggest thing here. So conversion rate. So again, if it's under 1%, 100% you need some help here. Even if it's higher, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still look at it, but that's the biggest red flag is your conversion rate. The second thing is your visual branding. Your branding, the personality of your brand is either not coming through on your website or it's not aligned with the other places or it's not consistent with the other places. So if you have a website, right, then you have your packaging, then you have your different social media channels, and you have a blog post or something. All these pieces should look the same. They should have the same colors, the same fonts, the same vibe, the same personality. So if those things aren't aligned with your website, then there needs to be some changes that are happening, my friend. And I see this quite often, actually. I'll find someone on Instagram, for example, and their Instagram is super fun. It's colorful. It's like vibey. And then I go to the website. I click the link in their bio, go to the website, and I'm like, what in the hell is this? It's like a different name. Like there's no consistency. So that's not a builder of trust. That is, oh, I think I might have the wrong website. I'm going to click out of that, So you want to make sure that those things are really, really, really aligned perfectly well. So when I say visual branding, again, I mean your colors, your fonts, your logos, that kind of thing. But branding is also the vibe, the personality. So when someone lands on your website, they should know right away, is this product for me or not? And if it's not, they're going to bounce off your website, which that's okay. If you're driving the wrong traffic, then you're going to get a high bounce rate. But if you are driving the right traffic to your store and they're bouncing off, and it's because of your poor branding or your poor visual branding or your inconsistent branding, well, these are fixes that can be made. And I'm going to also throw in here product photos, lifestyle photos, video content. You should be having those things on your website. So I'm a huge advocate of lifestyle images. And, with Shopify, and I'm going to talk about this at the end, but with Shopify 2.0, which Shopify came out with, I believe in 2020 or 2021, it's basically like a higher elevated, what's the techie word or non-techie word? I don't know. Like Shopify came out with different versions of something. And basically it allows you to do so many more powerful things with your website. So original Shopify websites, you have your homepage, which you can do all sorts of fun things like add video and add testimonials and add gallery images and things like that. And then on your product pages, you basically couldn't do anything. You only have images, text, and then maybe like something that says you might also like these products. Like it's very stale. With Shopify 2.0, you can not only make any page you want to have all those extra things like video, testimonials. You can really build out this incredible website just like your home pages. It's incredible. And you can create these things called product page templates. And what those do are you can create a template for all of your product pages. So you could create, let's say you create one page and you highlight different parts of your brand, your selling points, testimonials, the brand video, and then you assign all of your products to that template. So then every product that you have in your website will have that beautiful product page. And so you don't have to build it out individually. It's a one-time thing, but you could create different ones, maybe for different categories, for example. So it's really powerful what you can do with Shopify 2.0, which is why I'm a huge advocate of it. And those kind of things are going to really help with conversion, building trust, and all the things. But really, they're going to help people want to buy from you. So I'm going to kind of clump video, photos into the branding as well. We want to have this elevated experience because a website should replicate what it's like going into a store where you feel like, oh, wow, this is like, if you go into a fun boutique or something in your town, it's a really nice experience. The tables are really beautiful. They probably have really great product assortment. It's displayed really nicely. You get this feeling when you go in there, and you kind of have to do the same thing with your website. You have to make people feel something. And the visual branding, the photos, the video, the vibe is going to do that for you. Okay, number 3, and this is a really important one because I don't want this to happen to you. And I've been here, okay? Indicators that you need a website redesign. Number 3, you're kind of embarrassed about your website. So this is not a metric-based indicator. This is a personal feeling or whatever. You are embarrassed about your website. You know, okay? We know when our website's bad. Deep in your soul and your adorable little heart that your website is probably super fucking janky and you need a refresh, okay? I know that you know. I know you know that I know that you know, okay? You're embarrassed. You're kind of like, when someone asks, what's your website? And you're like, you make excuses. I'm in the process of redoing it. So, don't judge me. And then you give the website. And then you're like, I did my best. It's my DIY, my little business. And you probably even make your business sound small. Because I think sometimes when we're embarrassed about something that we do, we go into this self-preservation mode and we're like, oh yeah, this is my little business, my little side hobby. And I don't want you to do that anymore, okay? I don't want you to make your business small, but if your website is janky, then this is an easy fix, okay? Like, you don't need a janky website. And most importantly, your business is not going to grow to its full potential if your website is janky. This is a no-brainer, okay? So no more being embarrassed, no more being like, ha ha ha, like making excuses saying that your website's going to be redone soon, or, you know, just those things that you say when our website sucks. I've done that too with my own website. I'm like, oh, you know, don't judge me. My website's kind of sucks right now. Or like, oh, don't judge me. You know, I'm getting my branding photos redone. And you just make excuses because you know that it's not good, but you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything to fix it. So again, trust me, I've been there. With my product-based business, from day one, I was like, website is going to be on freaking point. And even though my first iteration of my website wasn't the best, I had that version of the website for about a year. It worked for me. It was good. I focus on product photos. I focus on lifestyle photos. You know, the visual branding is good. But when I got my website redone, it was a game changer. My website was beautiful, stunning, and perfection. Okay, I'm going to say that. It was beautiful. So there's so much merit in starting simple, but taking your business seriously enough that you're willing to invest in a better website. And again, it doesn't mean you have to spend $1 million, but a website is the heart and soul of a product-based business. You need a good website. If you don't, people aren't going to buy from you, you know? Okay, number 4, we're going to go back to data-driven indicators. You have a high bounce rate. So you might be saying, what the F is a bounce rate? A bounce rate is basically when someone goes to your website and they bounce off. So it's really exactly what it sounds like. They go to your website, they stay there for a second, and then they click the X button and they leave. They're like, oh, nope, not for me. Or like, ooh, this website's janky as hell. I would never buy from them, which I do that all the time, by the way. If a website is bad, I'm like, nope, I'm not giving you my money because you don't care. You don't care enough to have a good website. I'm going to give my money to that other store who cares. And you can tell the ones who care. They have great photos. They have great visuals. It flows nicely. They have a good navigation. It's clear what they're selling, you know? So, okay. So what, and then you might be asking, okay, fine, Carrie. Well, what is a good bounce rate? So basically, if your bounce rate is anything above about 45%, then you have a problem. So if you're not sure what your bounce rate is, you have to look at your Google Analytics. So I'm hoping that you guys have Google Analytics set up, but go and look at your Google Analytics, go look at your page views, and you can look at, ooh, my bounce rate is super high. So then you know people are going to your website and they're leaving right away. And these are metrics that you need to be aware of in general, but this is going to be a really good indicator that your website isn't quite working for you. And again, there's always the thing where you can be driving the wrong kind of traffic. And then, so say for example, you do a contest. I see this all the time. You do a contest, you do, I'm trying to think of like the popular contest names and I'm blanking on it right now. It begins with G. I did that for my old business like a million times, but you do a contest and you drive people to a sign up page on your website, and everyone, you get 1,000 people that go and sign up for your email list because they want to win this free thing that you're offering them. And so you're getting this flood of traffic coming in, but then they're not really there to buy anything. They're there just to join your email list and then probably unsubscribe right away because they really don't care about you. They just want that free thing that you're offering. So like, again, be mindful of if you do things like that and you have like high traffic spikes, you know, that doesn't indicate that your bounce rate is high. It just indicates that you've done a contest and you're driving possibly like crappy traffic, you know, but you should be looking at your bounce rate all the time. Like, you know, once a month or, every few months, you want to be looking at those kind of insights on your website. So your bounce rate and just in general, I love Google Analytics because you can look at page views. You can look at, okay, and whenever I'm working with a client, I'll always go and look at, okay, what product pages are people visiting the most? And most people have no idea. So I'm like, okay, just give me access to your analytics and I will happily go through and look at what I need to look at because I love that kind of stuff. But you should be kind of know how to understand those things, Okay, so bounce rate. Again, if your bounce rate is high, that probably indicates there's some problem here. People are finding you from somewhere else. They're going to the website and they're like, ew, no, X. Okay, and we don't want them to do that. We want them to stay and buy from you. Okay, the next one is, let's see which one I'm going to talk about next. I have 2 more. See, this is a quick episode. I knew I was going to do a quick episode today, and I am. I'm really sticking to it today. I'm going to test out some episodes that are shorter. I'm going to test out some episodes that are a little bit different because I'm kind of wanting to switch things up for 2024. And that's why for 2024, the first episode is about website redesign. It's not about how to choose your goals because everyone's doing those episodes. And while I'm going to do one of those, I didn't want it to be the first episode. I wanted my first episode of 2024 to be something that I truly love talking about, and I love website stuff. Okay, let's talk about the next thing. And I kind of already actually talked about this. So let me see if there's something else I can think about really quickly when it comes to website redesign. Okay, I'll just talk about the one on my list. So mobile friendly. So your website needs a redesign if it is not optimized for mobile phones. And if you don't know what I'm talking about here, that most definitely means you probably need a website redesign. So if you go into Shopify, for example, you can look at the mobile view and you can look at the desktop view. Most of you, including myself, okay, I'll admit this, I oftentimes design on desktop first and then I go in and fingle around for mobile. And the best thing about, again, Shopify 2.0 is you have a lot more customization with mobile. So you can actually do things just for mobile and you can do things on your design that are just for desktop. It's absolutely incredible. I'm obsessed with Shopify and I'm obsessed with Shopify 2.0. And if you're still using an old non 2.0 theme, please find me, okay? I'm going to talk about a new service that I have because I've heard you loud and clear. I see your crappy websites and I want to help you because I want you to make sales. And if your website is crappy, you're not going to make sales. So for all the Susans listening, I love you so much and I want to help you. So I am offering a new agency style done for you website redesign service where I will go in and take your website that you have, move it to Shopify 2.0 and improve all the things. I'm so excited about this and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more at the end. But basically, I don't even know why I started talking about that now, but I talked about it. So there it is. So anyway, you need to focus on mobile. And so, I was talking about Shopify 2.0. So Shopify 2.0, you could do a lot more customization on mobile view, but essentially what you should actually be doing is building a website on mobile first. Because as of last year, over 60% of people on the internet are coming to your website through their phone, not through their desktop. And if your website is not optimized for mobile view, basically people are going to bounce off your website because it's difficult to find things. It's like not aligned. It doesn't look good. There's so many things that happen when you don't have a website optimized for mobile. And so that's really, really, really important to do today. I mean, you need to do that basically. And if you go and look at your analytics, it'll tell you how many people are visiting your site from mobile versus desktop. And you're likely having way more people coming from a mobile phone. And you maybe don't even know what your website looks like on a phone unless you're scrolling through on your own phone, And then so this episode was titled 7 Indicators That You Need a Website Redesign. I actually already talked about the last one, but I'll just mention it one more time because it's actually so freaking important. Outdated imagery. So I'm going to say outdated imagery and outdated copy. And I'll actually add to that. Outdated imagery. So images that don't reflect the brand, boring images, boring product photo images, and also your copy. So one of the things that I see in most websites, and I have a program and I have a course. It's like a mini course, and it's on conversion. It's on website conversion. How do you build a store that has better conversion? And I love this program so much. I ran it this year once. I ran it last year one time. It's a small group coaching program. And I'm no longer going to run that live anymore. I do have it as a course. I think it's like $197, 2 payments of $99. I'll add a link below if you're wanting to do this on your own, but it's an awesome little program. But what I've seen by working with people that have come through this program is people don't put a lot of effort into the copy on your website. So your copy is basically the words. And while imagery and visuals and video is better in some capacity to showcase what you sell, who you are, what are your selling points, what does the product look like on someone using it, wearing it, etc., you still need to have solid copywriting. You need to demonstrate, and this is the most important thing, you need to demonstrate the benefits. What are the benefits of your product? Why should someone buy from you and not your competitors? Like, what's the transformation your product gives someone? You need to have that kind of information, especially on the product pages. And what I see from 4 years of working with clients one-on-one, having programs, like students coming through my programs, I find that about 95% of online stores focus on the features, not the benefits. So the features are like the size of the product, the material that it is, how much it weighs, blah, blah, blah. But you don't actually talk about why someone should buy it. What are the key selling points? What makes your product better than everyone else? How is it going to help you? That kind of thing. So that's the kind of thing that most of you probably are not utilizing well enough on your website. So that's another reason why it's probably an indication that you could use a website redesign, a website refresh, a website makeover, whatever you want to call it. There's so many other things that I could talk about, but I wanted to just give you 7 solid things that you could kind of look at right now. Look at your website, look at your analytics, look at your Google Analytics, look at your Shopify numbers and say, okay, geez, I do have a high bounce rate. Like, oh shit, my conversion rate is really crappy. I'm like, oh my gosh, my branding is super boring or outdated. My website doesn't really have a personality. And honestly, go and look at your website. Would you buy from you if you didn't know you? It's kind of a weird question because I think intuitively we would say, of course I would buy from myself. But just think, okay, I don't know me. I don't know who I am. Or that doesn't make sense. I don't know, the person doesn't know you. The person doesn't know what you sell or anything. If someone randomly went to your website, would you actually buy? And if you're kind of not sure, or oh, I don't know, then you know the answer. You wouldn't buy. So, and I want to just remind you, you have one shot. You have one chance. When someone lands in your website, you have a second, 1 to 2 seconds to grab their attention. And if they don't like what they see or they don't feel like you're for them, they're going to click off the website. So again, indicates high bounce rate. Then you want to do yourself justice and give your store the chance that it needs to succeed. And you can do that with a great website. So, and then as I mentioned, when I was talking about something, I think it was the mobile friendly indicator, I am now offering a website redesign service. Because again, after working with people for years, and really I love redoing websites. It's my jam. I've done it for so many people. I love doing it. Like I said, I have a website conversion program and a course, and that has helped a lot of people. And I thought, I want to start offering some services that are done for you, because not everyone wants to do it themselves. Not everyone can do it themselves. And sometimes you just want someone else to do it for you. You're busy, you have 9 to 5, you have kids, or whatever the hell, your reasoning is. Sometimes you just want someone else to do the work for you. So we are now offering a website redesign, and I'm super excited about it. You can go to carriefitzgerald.com/website VIP. So WEBSITE VIP. And it's a website in a day service. So of course you have to sign up for it. We choose a calendar date that your website will be delivered on. You give me all of your, fun images and video, answer some questions. I need to understand, what your goals are, what your best-selling products are, and then I need images and if you have any video. And then I'll go in, I'll move your stuff to Shopify 2.0. I'll create a beautiful product page template for you. I'll give you a beautiful goddamn stellar homepage and a few other goodies in there. And it's done. And it's done in one day. You don't have to wait 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 3 months. And it's a really, I would say, I don't want to say affordable because I don't like to cheapen my own stuff, but I will say it's definitely an attainable price. Okay, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say it's cheap because you know what? I don't give cheap shit, but it's not crazy, crazy, crazy. And we will be increasing the price, at some point this year as we do this service a little bit more. So if you do want it at the price point that it is now, you can head over to carriefitzgerald.com/website VIP, and I will link it below. And if you have any questions, send me a DM on Instagram and just say, here's my website. Do you think I need a website redesign? And I will say yes, because you do. I love you so much. If you have to think, okay, I feel like I might need a website redesign, you probably do, and like I said, you're spending so much energy to drive traffic to your store. Why are you going to settle for a crappy website? I know how to take any website and make it look better because I've been doing this for 8 years now. And I don't know. I love doing it. I absolutely love making websites look better. And I love just going through and figuring out, the best images to showcase and lifestyle images and all that kind of stuff. One person, I'll just use her name, Kristen Knickerbocker. I love you so much. She was in my website conversion program this year, and she's so amazing. She has a beautiful, beautiful jewelry brand. And I remember when she came into the program, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this. I love you so much. She came into the program and, she actually had just redone her website a little bit because she did a product photo shoot. She was in one of my other programs and I sort of gave her some feedback saying, your stuff is amazing, but we need to see more lifestyle. We need to see a video of you working on the product, making the product, show people what you sell. And so she ended up booking a photo shoot in her hometown. And I remember the day that she showed me the new website with her new photos, and I nearly shit myself. Okay, I'm just going to say that. It was I've never seen a transformation in a website from what she had to what she has now. Almost exclusively from product images. I'm sorry, from lifestyle images. I can't talk today. It's the first day back after Christmas break for my kid. Exclusively almost through doing a brand photo shoot, doing a lifestyle photo shoot of people wearing her products and then using her products and other fun things. And then she made a really beautiful brand video of her working on the product. And it was just the transformation is unreal. And then I mean this in the nicest way. She's amazing. And her old website wasn't bad or anything. It just didn't have the zazazoo, whatever that expression is. That's kind of what it has now. So go to Kristen Knickerbocker. I think it's KristenKnickerbockerDesigns.com. And obviously you can go and grab yourself a piece of jewelry. I have one of her little necklaces, and I love it so much. I wear it all the time, but her stuff is amazing. It's a female-owned brand. She makes it herself. She's a trained architect. I mean, is there any more reason you need to purchase from her? Okay, she's amazing. And she's just one of those people where She's amazing. She shows up, she puts in the effort. Like, she's my dream person to kind of work with. So Krista, you're amazing. And thank you for letting me use you as an example in this episode. KristaKnickerbockerDesigns.com. You'll love what she has. But go to her website and go and scroll through, and you will be wowed. You'll know what I'm talking about right now. Her images are beautiful. She has video. It's just this beautiful website, and I'm just so proud of her. But the point here is that photos, stronger copy, and visual branding can really, really, really transform a website that's kind of vanilla, and that's just for anyone. So I'm not saying that pretty website photos are going to fix your conversion rate. There needs to be some strategy with any website. You need to understand the best sellers. What's the hero product? Do you have a clear navigation? Is it easy for people to find things? I know another example, a skincare brand, she was a one-on-one client with me, and I went to her website and the navigation was really confusing. So if you're a skincare brand, the easiest way for people to understand what they need from you, you should be organizing your product by skin type. So dry skin. So there's two ways you should organize product. One is the category. So facial serums, facial moisturizers or something, oil cleansers or cleansers rather, skin tools. So it's very clear. So if someone goes to the website knowing that they want to get serum, they know where to find it. The other way to organize your navigation is by skin type, because people possibly know what their skin type is. So if you have dry skin, you don't want to sift through a million products trying to figure out where the dry skin stuff is. You need to have that tagged or organized in a really easy way. And this person was missing all of that. Her stuff was really categorized. I think she had it categorized by the names of the products. And I was like, oh God, no, we need to change that immediately. Like, first thing I made her change. And now her stuff is really clearly organized. You can find things in an easy way, but things like that make a huge difference for your conversion rate. You need to make it easy for people to find things. And between your homepage and your navigation, there needs to be a nice flow so people can find what they're looking for. So anyway, my friends, this was a short and sweet episode at 32 minutes. Is that really short? I don't know. It's short for me. But again, if you're interested in getting a little love makeover revamp for your website, and right now I'm only doing Shopify. So if you have your website on GoDaddy or Squarespace, I'm so sorry, but I don't know those platforms very well. So Shopify, oops, always forget to turn my ringer off. Shopify is the one that we are focusing on. And if you have a website on GoDaddy or Squarespace and you're wanting to start one on Shopify, let me know. I'm going to be coming out with a service for that this year. And I'm looking for a few people that are going to be kind of like my guinea pigs, and you can get it at a really good rate. So if that's you, just let me know and I will send you information that I have. But I do want to start building out stores for people, and because I love Shopify, I want people to be on Shopify. And I know so many people that have Squarespace or GoDaddy, they struggle with all the things like, oh my gosh, I have to do all the back end of Shopify. I have to choose a theme. I have to, there's so much stuff you have to do. And again, I like doing all this kind of stuff. So let me know. I'll hook you up. But anyway, my friends, if you're interested in the website redesign, so again, if this is for people who have a Shopify store right now and you're kind of ready for an upgrade, you already have the basics there, but you want something that looks better and converts better, then you can sign up for my website service. It is Website in a Day, carriefitzgerald.com/website VIP. All right, my friends, I will see you in next week's episode. I hope you have an amazing day.